I'm Chronix, and this is Crystal from the most extreme wrestling, and this is your Raw review for August 5th, 2013. We're only 2 weeks away from SummerSlam.
You wrote July 5th.
But I remembered, because I'm good like that.
Oh, it just threw me off. I was like...
Well, it was an accident. You know, sometimes you accidentally put 2012 into...
Oh, yeah, no, it happens to me all the time. I just...
See, I caught it.
Was momentarily confused.
Well, don't be momentarily confused anymore, because we're just 2 weeks away from SummerSlam and you're super excited. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see that pay-per-view.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Sounds like it's going to be good to me.
What matches are you excited about?
Just, you know, like the overall...
Yeah, you're not excited. Call him BS.
Well, we'll get to those matches as we go.
Okay.
Like the Bray Wyatt and Kane thing? That could be explosive.
That could be good.
Alright, Green Bay, Wisconsin. That's where we're at. Stephanie McMahon is standing in the ring.
Yes, and Stephanie, as per her new character of being lame, is basically just standing in the ring, whining about her husband and her dad. You know, all these male figures that now completely define her entire life.
Do they dominate her life?
I don't know if they dominate her, but...
Well, it dominates her mind.
Apparently so, because that's all she does now. She's like, well, my husband is mad at my dad, and I have to fix it, and I'm going to do this. I just think it's lame.
See,
she's supposed to be this high-powered corporate America woman, but all she really does
who
is
can
talk
also
about
beat you up.
Her husband and her dad, and cry, which happens later.
See, I didn't think that the crying would ever come, but you saw it weeks in advance.
I told you, as soon as everybody's like, I'm so excited that Stephanie's coming back, I was like, this is what's going to happen, and then it did.
Yes. Almost exactly. Mm-hmm. Sadly, but we'll get to that as it comes, but first, we got Daniel Bryan comes down because Vince McMahon wanted him to have a corporate makeover, so he does come out. They actually
he looks like Damien Sandow.
Yes, which was odd. He looks like a miniature, like smaller version of Damien Sandow. Yeah. They should have saw that, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I was also confused about the fact that they
in the video package
eating a steak.
Okay, in the video package, it was about him becoming corporate. So they showed him getting tailored, getting hair slicked back, not cutting his beard, and had him eating.
Really, if we were going to do a makeover, would be the first thing to go.
Exactly. Before you tailored a suit, you would have got the no loco whatever beard trimmer product placement and everything, and they would have cut him. But they didn't do that. They didn't groom it or nothing. They did his hair, and they put a suit on him, and they had him eating a steak, which...
I didn't get that, because I thought that being vegan and not eating meat was more sophisticated and cool than eating meat.
It has to be...
But I guess if you want to join the good old boys corporate America club, you would need to eat meat. Maybe that's why.
But it is kind of a strange line. Like... You need to be more corporate, so eat meat. Like, that doesn't really... Yeah. Yeah.
It didn't make... That part didn't make sense.
Yeah, but I guess he was doing things he didn't want to do, so they threw that in there. They thought it'd be hilarious. And he doesn't eat meat because of
hilarious. It was just...
Well, it's because of a medical type situation, but yeah. Okay. So...
He did show him going to Texas Roadhouse, though, which is an awesome restaurant.
Yes. Thumbs up to Texas Roadhouse. Apparently, they're all over the country.
I did not know that, because when I went to Wisconsin and there was a Texas Roadhouse, I was like...
They were in Green Bay, Wisconsin. That's cool.
Yeah, I have not been to Green Bay. I've been to Milwaukee.
Well, and the thing is, in Texas, I just assumed that there was only Texas Roadhouse in Texas.
I also assumed that, which is why the face came when I went to Wisconsin.
Yeah, because, I mean... Yeah, okay, so... He is working out and stuff, which I wanted to hit the TV, because it's like, are they insinuating that he does not work out ever? That's just...
Yeah, that was dumb.
It's supposed to make me laugh, okay. But they started a Ring of Honor chant, I think. That's what it sounded like to me.
There was one guy.
Okay, and you did point that out. There really was just one guy.
There was literally one guy.
But that one guy was boisterous.
He sure was. Good.
With a B.
Word of the day.
You know, I've been saying boisterous. I've been saying boisterous my whole life.
Yes, you have.
I felt stupid. Because I saw it spelled, and I was like, what is a boisterous? You know, you learn every day. You learn something new.
This is true.
And there's a yes chant and all this. So he's talking about the company actually wants somebody who's jacked. And this is something I don't understand. I always assume that jacked, when you say that word, it is an absolute direct reference to taking steroids. Is it not?
Yes.
Okay, but he says it. And they say...
But you can say that a guy is jacked and just mean muscular.
Yeah, but doesn't...
But you really mean steroids.
I know, that's what I don't understand. Because, like, when I hear the word jacked, that sounds like juiced. It's like the same thing as juiced. Like, you say juiced, you mean they're on steroids. Like, they have been taking steroids.
Yes.
Maybe that's not like 100% direct translation, but every time I hear it, I think that. And I would think in WWE's environment, they just would not say that word. It would be one of those banned words, like when they banned the wrestling word.
But I think that's why he said it, was to be...
Controversial?
Yes.
Well, my gosh. Okay, and he mentions, he's not jacked, and he's not one of the yellow, or he's not the guy with the yellow t-shirt. And I was like, is he talking about CM Punk? Because John Cena...
said cargo shorts and bright yellow shirt, and I was like, but still, CM Punk wears cargo shorts sometimes, those black ones. Mm-hmm. So, could have described either of them, actually.
I can't believe my battery's dying. It said fully charged.
Except for the jacked part, that would not describe
Not
CM
cool.
Punk.
Alright, so he says that Cena is an entertainer and Daniel Bryan is a wrestler, and I was like, okay.
This just made me mad.
About him talking about he would rather...
I would go and wrestle in a gym. Well, dude, if you wanted to be in Ring of Honor and wrestle in a gym, you could be doing that right now.
Well, he was.
But guess what? You improved your life and moved up to the top of the wrestling business, which was WWE.
According to Matt Stryker, WWE is not a wrestling company anymore. Matt Stryker's
butthurt because he got fired. And he shouldn't have got fired, but he's speaking out of butthurtness.
That's true.
But I'm just saying, yeah. And is Daniel Bryan not an entertainer? Does he not cut promos? Does he not do anything? Like, he just grew the beard because it enhances his wrestling ability?
And see, yeah, I mean, it's like this fine line, because they're trying to make fans, I think, feel good. But at the same time, it's like, yes, Daniel Bryan is a wrestler.
Like, I was all over his promo until those words came out of his mouth.
But everything that he's doing right now, besides his actual matches, like the yes beard, the Team Hell No, this storyline, all entertainment. You know, it's like...
That's what makes me mad, because you have this whole group of people that thinks they're better because they wrestle in a lesser company, but somehow that's better.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's not better, it's the people that aren't good enough to get to the top company.
Well, but but he was there.
And exactly, he left. If all he cared about was wrestling... he'd still be in the little promotions.
Okay, yeah, and he wouldn't be doing what he's doing now.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, it's
and
just
then
kind of...
he's also like, well, if Cena, got fired, he'd just go home to his millions of dollars and his cars and his mansion. Dude, if Cena wanted to go home tomorrow, he could go home.
Yeah.
He could be like, peace, I'm going to retire.
Well, and my thing is this. If Cena in 2002 didn't get hired by WWE or whatever... he would have been on the independent circuit. And say he got hired for a whole hot minute and then got released in 2003, don't you think he would have been on the indie scene and tried to be a wrestler? I mean, really. It's only now that he's such at heights that it's like, yeah, he can retire, but like you're going to fault him for that. I don't understand that.
Exactly.
It's like The Rock. The Rock has so much money he doesn't have to.
Exactly.
But obviously if he got it released back in the day, he might have went to WCW and struggled. Or he might have went to ECW. We don't know. But once you create something, it's just, I don't know. I think that they try to drive that knife, in that division. I don't know. It just bothers me.
I don't like it.
But anyways, so, alright, he says, people love wrestling and everything, so he's connecting everything, so that's good.
Yeah, because first of all, the crowd wasn't really super into his promo.
Okay, so Vince McMahon says that you're like 5'5". You're not even like the height you say you are. You got the muscle of a toothpick, and you're like a mini McFoley because of your ugliness. And
I'm like, you were the one that loves McFoley, so why are you gonna... I didn't make sense either. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, anyways, so he is gonna have to have his beard cut tonight. Because,
makeover.
Because Vince wanted that. So they're like, bring on down the barber stuff, and they're like, now we need an official barber. So I'm thinking, are they going to bring back Brutus the Barber Beefcake? But no, they bring out the resident barber, Wade Barrett.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that he's about as low as he can go.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
He's also scruffy.
Well, halfway scruffy now, right. Because he actually, as he tried to shave Daniel Bryanson, then yes, he got shaved instead. And I get confused because on Total Divas it's Bryan Danielson, but here it's Daniel Bryan. It's hurting my brain.
I mean, I know that your love of Total Divas...
And you know what? That's another thing.
Affecting...
On Total Divas, is Daniel Bryan a wrestler? I think not. He is an entertainer, so,
He had a log jumping contest, you said?
Yeah, well, you should have watched it. I watched it. I'm going to do my review at some point. I got distracted all today, so...
Okay.
So, had to watch Raw, whatnot. Okay, so he shaves him, and then the beard is here. He shows with the thing pointing up. And I pointed out that it's a good thing that John Cena doesn't say the same thing on his shirt, because, yeah, the beard would be somewhere else. So the Miz is on commentary. Yes, he's going to be at SummerSlam being like the guest host. That's just so sad. Okay, we got Ricardo Rodriguez coming back from injury. And Del Rio's taking on...
A serious injury.
RVD, a serious injury. How long till RVD has a serious injury?
Like 5 minutes?
Well, he's lasted a while, and Rob Van Dam defeats the World Heavyweight Champion. And I was like, huh. And then because of this, I guess, Ricardo Rodriguez gets turned on by his old buddy Del Rio. And the strange thing about it is people kind of reacted a little bit to Del Rio, but they didn't, to me, seem like they really cared that much about Ricardo as much. And I was kind of like sad because people like Ricardo, but I don't know. It's just kind of a bizarre, to me, like the crowd reaction to that was just kind of weird. Okay. And yes. Okay. Del Rio, he turns. Cody Rhodes has a video package, which was awesome, about his money in the bank, throwing in the river and everything. So Cody comes out with a box. It has the money in the bank that he's retrieved himself or hired someone to retrieve. I wasn't very clear on that. But it's in a box. He pulls it out. It's the money in the bank briefcase. It's got seaweed. It's still wet, for God's sakes. I don't know if they just got it.
But, you know, I thought about that after you said that. It would be possible for it to still be wet. Because, you know, if you have something that's wet and you just water it up and put it in a box, it stays wet.
Yeah, but can you get that through the airport? Liquids?
No, but we didn't have to go that far with logic.
Well, they could have just popped it in his car. You know, he's not making that much money, I don't guess. But he opens a briefcase, which I think...
This was legendary.
I mean, I could be wrong.
I've never seen the inside of a Money in the Bank briefcase.
I have never either, but, I mean, you know, it could have happened and I just don't remember. But they dumped out the actual contract. I guess it was still legible. I don't know. It's still void. Or it's still...
Valid.
Valid, yes. It's still valid, I assume. So I don't know if they're going to have a match against each other to see who gets to keep it or something.
No
I don't
idea.
know. But we got Ryback versus Mark Henry. Ryback loses because of count out. Classic WWE finish, I guess. And Ryback just falls far. I mean, people just don't care about it. I don't think anybody sees him as a main event guy. Or if they ever did. But Mark Henry is a face, and I forget every time he comes out there. But anyways.
I can't believe Mark Henry's heel title run lasted that short of a time.
Well, he didn't even win the title. You know. So the Bella Twins,
That was so good.
Huh?
They could have built on that for like months.
Well, they could have, but that would have made a lot of sense. The Bella Twins try to act, and then Eva Marie tries to act as well, and then there's a slap or something. It was just terrible. Yeah, Natalya slapped her. It was the worst acting ever, I swear. I mean, really, they've been on this show, it should be better. It's like...
Natalya's not a bad actress.
Yeah, all she did was slap her.
But it's the Bellas. The Bellas, to me, are the worst divas. And the only reason they keep getting pushed is because they're twins.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're on the show now.
Except they're becoming increasingly easier to tell apart.
Why? Because
one Bella twin is getting larger.
Mm. You mean up here?
No.
Or down there?
I mean, in the belly region.
Well, maybe.
Also up here, because she had this done to take away from the growing belly.
That's John Cena's girlfriend? I still can't really tell the difference. I really can't. I don't know. It's terrible. But, okay. So, we have John Cena. He comes out, talks about his yellow shirt, cuts his typical John Cena promo, and then you got Randy Orton with the Money in the Bank. The Shield comes down, and they start fighting, I think. And then Brad Maddox comes out and makes the obvious decision, Teddy Long style, that they, tonight, are going to have a 6-man tag team match.
Brad Maddox is the most boring person ever.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about him sometimes, because I liked him, and then I was kind of like on the fence. But now he doesn't really have a reason for me to like or dislike him. He doesn't really do anything. He just kind of looks confused, and he says a word or two.
Yeah, he's boring.
Like this week, he did nothing but that. Okay, so the Wyatt family comes out, and they're taking on Tons of Funk. And it was kind of weird, because Tons of Funk was just kind of hanging out in the dark, and then Wyatt family came down.
No, I mean, Tons of Funk came.
The Wyatt family and Tons of Funk have a match against each other.
Yeah.
And Bray Wyatt, he just beats down old Sweet Pea. The Wyatt family wins. And Bray Wyatt cuts his promo and everything. And I was like, okay, well, I like to see Tons of Funk get destroyed and everything. But then Kane just pops up on the on the little Titantron, does his pyro and everything. And I was like, man, he really is mad about getting beat down and everything by the debuting Wyatt family a few weeks ago and everything that happened afterwards. And I was like, So Kane, he's like, I'm going to surround the ring with fire. It's going to be a ring of fire. And then kaboom, all the ring posts go in flames and everything. And Michael Cole, he literally says this, and I quote, I don't know what he means by ring of fire.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, what the crap, dude. The ring was surrounded by fire. Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard.
And a lot of people are speculating now, actually, that they might have an Inferno match at SummerSlam, which...
An Inferno match?
It's like, they haven't done it in so long, like 98 or something. They, like, surround the ring by fire. They have, like, these little strips, and it's, like, propane-driven, and they have, like, knobs that, they hit the ring real hard, and it goes whoosh, and the flames go up. It's pretty fake in a lot of ways.
Cool.
But, like, it's ridiculously hot. You just sweat. You just sweat like crazy. And, it's, like, dehydrating and kind of dangerous. And the point of it is to set your opponent on fire, which what they did with Kane was he had, like, a protective thing on, and that caught on fire, and then they extinguished him.
It's not okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that, because how could they protect themselves? Because none of those guys really have any protective anything. Like, Kane used to be completely covered in stuff. So, they'd have to do it different? Or just surround it by fire? I don't know. I just don't think they would do that. I think it's too dangerous. And, just in so many ways. So, yeah, they might have some kind of gimmick thing where at the end of their match something like that happens, or they catch the ring on fire and he goes through a hole or something. I don't know. But who knows? So that apparently will probably happen at SummerSlam, right? Alright, so now we have a Divas match, and you got Layla coming out there wearing purple and white, and I was like, man, because that's like my favorite colors right there, and it's Layla, and she is now a heel, and that is just thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, because like I was not digging her blonde hair and her little look and everything, but man, she brought it back around, and she's taking on Caitlyn, which I also like. And yes, Layla beats her, and she was such a heel. It was great because Layla, I was missing those days when she was with Undertaker's wife and everything, and they were doing their lay cool thing. It was really awesome.
Oh, I forgot that was her.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's back. Well, I mean, except for her, and Layla wins, and just such a heel, like I said. I loved it. She won, and then AJ comes down, and yes, and I was like, it's like, oh, my girls are out there. This is great. Well, except for Emma and Paige and all them. But
and every other diva on the planet.
No, I don't like the Bella Twins. I don't like a lot of divas.
Okay.
I'm just telling you. You should know this. But I do like them.
I don't know that many divas.
Well, we got Heath Slater out there, and he's taking on Christian wearing all yellow.
What?
And, yes, Christian wins, obviously, with the spear, which I guess the only good thing I could say about Heath Slater is he sold the spear really well. I wouldn't be surprised if it'd be the last time that I ever see Heath Slater on Raw, but I think that every time. But I guess they need somebody to be a jobber. I mean, you gotta have somebody there. Alright, so Curtis Axel...
He's not a three-man band anymore.
He actually is in the three-man band.
Oh, I thought that was dead.
They were well, it is dead, but they were at ringside. Curtis Axel versus CM Punk, which actually went on way longer than I thought. They started out brawling up at the top of the ramp, and they had a pretty long match. Paul Heyman was in there. And, yes, then, after all of this craziness, here comes Brock Lesnar, and I was like, I can't believe he's there. Brock Lesnar comes down to the ring, and he starts beating on Punk. He does, like, the F5. He hits him with the chair, and CM Punk, he's like such a face now, because he just gets pounded and beat, and it's like, there's no way if everything is against him, because you got Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. CM Punk cannot win, but everybody knows that CM Punk's going to win. One way or another, CM Punk's gonna win at the pay-per-view. That's the only thing that makes any sense. He's gonna Hulk up, and he's gonna end a con of ice, probably make Brock Lesnar tap out. It'll be so unbelievable, but it'll happen, right?
People complain about Cena doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but this is CM Punk. He gets to do and say whatever he wants because he is the savior of wrestling. Period. So,
whatever.
Okay.
You the part where Brock tried to open his mouth yet?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. Brock Lesnar...
He sounded like a broken record. His promo was like, the best.
That's not... He didn't say nothing
beast.
Like that. That is not what it sounded like.
He said best like 40 times.
Oh, yeah, he kind of did, didn't he? And he said, I am the best. The best... And I can't remember what his promo was, but he said...
I just gave you his promo.
Because after he said, I was the best of the best of the best, sir. That's what I thought of. Men in Black. So, anyways, that happened.
It was lame and terrible.
Fandango has a match against Kofi Kingston. And Kofi Kingston wins because apparently Kofi Kingston is rising back up that ladder. He's probably going to be Intercontinental Champion. He came back, and I mean...
I'm glad to see Kofi again.
Yeah, doing this, I don't know. I just don't have a lot of faith, because, they never really did anything with him. And now he's back doing the same thing, except he's got X-Pac tights.
Okay.
And, yeah, so there you go. Now, Stephanie McMahon is crying because she got yelled at by Vince.
Who told you she was going to start crying?
You were right. It's pathetic. Is all I can say.
I told you. Told you.
She's not a tough businesswoman. She's a crybaby.
She's a crybaby housewife.
Aren't we supposed to like Stephanie? I get confused. I can't remember. Are we supposed to like We're supposed to like Triple H.
We're supposed to like Stephanie.
We're not supposed to like Vince.
Right.
Because he made fun of Daniel Bryan and stuff.
Right.
And he made Stephanie cry.
Yes.
So what's the payoff here? Like Stephanie cries, Triple H is mad. They're going to have a match with Triple H and Vince or something? No, please. No. Triple H just needs to give up being a good guy. In a management role? Come on. I just don't buy it. So the Usos get beat by the Real Americans. Dolph Ziggler has a match with Big E, which was pretty cool. You got AJ at ringside, and Big E wins, and I was like, oh, and Caitlyn comes running down to the ring. And
Caitlyn was not in flattering clothes when she came.
Well, she had her brand new shirt available on WWE.com for $24.
But it just didn't look good on her.
Yeah, because her shirt looked too small, so it kind of made her look like she was kind of fat.
But she's not.
Yeah, she's not.
But it made her look like it.
Because her belly was hanging out a little bit.
Yeah.
And not in the way that AJ's belly hangs out. It's just...
AJ's belly doesn't hang.
Well, that's true. The shirt hangs out all of her...
Yeah.
Her muscles or something.
AJ's like the skinniest person ever, which is cool. I wish I looked like that. But I don't.
Wish you looked like that.
I do wish I looked like that.
Do I wish you looked like that?
Probably. Just continue reading.
So... yes, Big E hits his finisher, and Big E wins decisively. Poor old Dolph Ziggler. So the Shield go against Randy Orton, Bryan, and Cena. Oh, God.
Yeah, this was pretty boring.
Randy Orton does the RKO to Bryan. Randy Orton does the RKO to Cena. He's going to pretend he's going to cash in. But he doesn't. And then the Shield comes down, and yeah, they make him not cash in.
There
or
is
something.
no dramaticness of Randy Orton having money in the bank.
It's Randy Orton. So yeah, and then a spear to John Cena, and that's the way Raw goes off the air. And yeah, it was an okay episode, but that end I just was not interested in for whatever reason.
No.
I just wasn't interested in that match. It was just kind of stupid. I don't know. And then Randy Orton's cash in, I felt no dramaticness at all. I was not oh my God, he's gonna cash in. I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset. I wasn't happy. I felt no emotions.
Because, like we said, he doesn't need that for that opportunity.
Yeah, he can just be like, my name is Randy Orton, and I would like a title shot, please.
True.
And then it would happen, because he's Randy Orton. So yes, that was Raw, and we will see you guys next time.